What's up, everybody? Welcome to THS Wrestling Presents This Week in Wrestling. Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling, YouTube.com/that hashtag show TV, and Twitch.tv/that hashtag show. I think that's everything. I blacked out halfway through doing that. Matthew, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody that is joining us had a good weekend, had a relaxing weekend, enjoyed some wrestling. I know I did. I was watching Dragon Gate till the AMs. It was a good time indeed. But we have a lot to get to today. We're talking Raw, SmackDown, AEW, NXT, and we've got a group of young people to talk about that might be moving to a different promotion and company. So we'll get to all of that. My name is John, and I'm joined by Neeson. Neeson, how are you, sir?
I am alive and fairly well, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, besides being tired from watching all of the wrestlings. And I didn't even get to everything.
Yeah, I didn't watch any. I would say I didn't watch any wrestling, but right now on this screen to the right of me, there is Survivor Series 94, 95 is playing. And I've been watching, I've been having to just play from started at 1990 Survivor Series.
Nice.
So it's just been playing. So I've come in and out and like catch some stuff.
Now I'm looking up Survivor Series 1994 right now because I want to double check, but I think we have. No, it's not that one. Never mind. I thought this was
which one are you talking about?
I'm looking up Survivor Series 1994. I thought this was the Luger Steiner brothers Undertaker team, but it is not.
That was 93.
Love that.
Yeah, stuff. That was when he had. Is that when he had the American flag under his jacket?
That was the best. That was like one of the times I was like, "Oh man, the Undertaker's really cool."
The only time.
one of the only times. Nick, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Ken, hope you're doing well as well here. Yeah, man. You know what? I haven't watched any Survivor Series.
You know, I've never really been a fan of Survivor Series, but rewatching the old ones and teams of 5 strive to stay alive, like it really brought back some stuff, man. And also just reiterates that wrestling really doesn't change. Like Bastion Booger is Otis.
Yes. Oh my God.
He's legitimately Otis in every single way. Like when it was Bam Bam, Bastion Booger, the head shrinkers, and on a team, and they were like doing a promo and they were all eating a turkey and stuff. I'm like, Vince would do this today.
He has done it today.
This is something Vince would do today.
I mean, technically, didn't he do it with the when there was a random like buffet during the Money in the Bank?
He did. That's where Paul Heyman was eating the sandwich, right? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. I think, man, I always think that, but it just reaffirms that wrestling does not change. And also, I really forgot that Ted DiBiase and was the manager for 1-2-3 Kid.
Yes,
I forgot all about that.
Yes, I think that's when he had. Did he have Bigelow with him, or had Bigelow turned on him at that point? Because I know he had Tatanka, 1-2-3 Kid, and IRS with him.
Yeah, I forgot completely. Yep, the money.
All about that.
Turned on Razor.
Speaking of money, would you like to save some money on some coffee? Nailed it.
Absolutely, I will.
Deathwishcoffee.com. Use the promo code #show 10% checkout. I got the little it's right here. I don't know how this works. How does technology work?
The best.
I know it says this is fine above my head, but this is great, is what I'm telling you. So deathwishcoffee.com's promo code #show. Guys, we got a lot to get to, and we're going to start off with a pretty surprising release that happened, I believe, on Friday, just before SmackDown went on the air. Zelina Vega wished well in her future endeavors, and I think 10 to 15 minutes before this, she posted, "I support unionization." The rumor around town is that they were mad about her Twitch. I think she had given ownership of it not to WWE but to someone else in her family, in the company. What am I saying? And the other thing is, apparently she had an OnlyFans. Don't get excited, everyone. Calm down. That was for her cosplay, and they found out about that, and I think that was the final straw for them. So they released her. Yeah, it's great. Oh my god, great for cold brew. Nick with the cold brew. Nick, we'll talk about cold brew later for sure. But yeah, so she's gone. The other rumor that has been going around town is that Aleister Black wanted to get moved back to NXT, and they denied him that. And now his wife has been released from the company. So I would not be surprised if Aleister Black is also on his way out. This is pretty disappointing by the company. I read a quote where it said she left them no choice but to release her. And I know a lot of people have been upset about the Twitch and all the the Twitch. They've been upset about the Twitch. They've been upset about, that not being allowed to have a platform to play video games and hang out with their fan base. And a lot of people complied with what WWE wanted. Zelina didn't, and unfortunately they let her go. She had to be made an example of, I guess, which is not great because she's trying to hang out with her fans, trying to make connections with the fans. She's in your company. Hey, I want to hang out and interact with my fans. Oh, I want to watch Zelina Vega on WWE television because she's so cool to me. Maybe that would boost ratings. I don't know. Neeson, what do you make about this? I know me and Johnny talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but now it has become a reality for someone being released from the company.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I'm probably gonna come off as the company person, but I'm just like, look, these are the rules. You're supposed to follow them. If you don't like the rules, then you leave the company. And as such, I get why a company like WWE wouldn't want especially now, especially during a pandemic, they're not coming to see you. There's no other way for WWE to make money off of you besides being on a screen. And if you're spending your time on a screen and where they could directly pay you to do that, why would they pay $250 for 30 minutes for a virtual meet? Why would they XYZ? Why would they pay a company, So I just think it and I know WWE is like basically, okay, well, if we could own it or we could control it, then we could figure out something like that because you are making money from us promoting you, right?
Yeah.
So let's, we could figure that out. But if you don't want to follow those rules, then it's fine. I think I'm not saying that it's wrong to want differently because I feel like, unionization and wrestlers should want differently. They should want these things and they fight for them. You see it happen in the NBA and the NFL and et cetera, et cetera. But as of what the rules are is what the rules are. I don't think that tweet was. I think the tweet was her when she found out she was fired. That's what she tweeted.
Yeah.
And they even gave, wasn't really on technically bad terms because they gave her a wish her future endeavors. They didn't say we've seen them say,
"Oh yeah,
oh peace."
Yeah.
we released you and you're gone. So it's just, hey man, like we can't, she gave us no choice. Like, what are we supposed to do? You know, like,
Yeah.
the Aleister Black thing is a little tricky because one, they never let people go down to NXT unless it's really, really meaningful.
Right. Like Finn
Like
was
Finn.
meaningful.
Yeah. Finn was mean. If they feel like, no, we're not gonna let you go down there because, one, we pay you, the contracts have to change, right? Like that payroll is different. So it's like, well, we pay you this amount of money to be here. We're not gonna pay you that same amount of money to be there.
Right.
And there probably doesn't have that amount of money. And plus they already have that room there. Like we said, we're going to talk about maybe future people, little people join in there eventually. So I'm always about like whatever's best for both parties, and let's see where it unfolds. I think Zelina is an incredible talent. I think she's credibly on the mic. I think she also has an incredible acting future. I think she now can use her platform to still make money, get paid, and maybe build her own brand a little more. And if she does, I don't put stake and claim of them popping up in AEW, to be honest with you, because AEW hasn't shown that they could actually do things with WWE stars, former WWE stars outside of Cody.
And women.
And yeah, well, general, right? So it'd be nice if she popped up at Impact. It'd be great if she popped up in Japan, to be honest with you. Like,
oh, I didn't think about maybe heading on over to Stardom, see what you can do over there.
That'd be great. This is her time to really work on her craft. I know, she's trying to do that. So do something like that. I think whatever's best for all parties, man. And I'm really just, I'm excited to see what comes out of this. And also, I hope this tightens up everybody at WWE, man. Like, because like I said in a text, it'll take somebody. When I thought about this, I thought about Kaepernick and how he kneeled. And I know this is like two completely different things, but it was a thing of it garnered, right. But it garnered respect, and it garnered attention, and it made people come together. And so we all know that wrestlers want change in the industry, but it's going to take coming together. It's going to take rustling some feathers. It's going to take a non-peaceful protest. And when you say non-peaceful protest, meaning like, yo, you're gonna have to break some glasses, draw some attention.
Paige was getting pretty close a couple of weeks ago.
But Paige isn't gonna be that person. That's the thing. Like, it's gonna, and the reason why I said in the chat, I said it's gonna be as Seth Rollins or Becky, because it'll never be a Roman because his family's too tied to the company. It has to be somebody that's talented enough to make it on their own, with or without them, and has no ties, and that can stand on their own feet. And so it's going to have to be somebody big enough. Like, unfortunately, Paige she's big, but she doesn't actively wrestle. She doesn't, like, her fan base is her fan base, and whether she goes, they will go, but it's not going to garner ESPN attention.
No.
So
that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think Lawrence makes an interesting comment. I heard she got paid more on Twitch, which that might be true now because she went live, I think, the day after, and her people were subbing like crazy to help her out, which I think is very cool that the community does that. But I would like to see her. I mean, she was managing for the better part of her career in WWE. We know she can actually wrestle if you've watched past Impact, which would be very interesting to see her return there. But I think it sucks that she got fired. Yes, I understand why she got fired to a point. She's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I think she's talented enough to land on her feet here. We got to move on, guys. And I say, oh boy, because we're going to talk about Cody Rhodes.
So do you want me just to bow out right now? Because I have things to say too, but I know you feel away, so I can bow out.
Cargill, right? Cargill. Is that her name? Jade Cargill.
Jade
Thank
Cargill.
you.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. I was trying to look that up because I went, oh, I didn't look up her name because I keep forgetting it. Nothing against her, but so AW Dynamite, guys. Holy hell. Cody comes to the ring. He does his entire long pyro entrance. He gets in the ring and he says, we're not, let's see if we can count the storylines. We're not going after the TNT championship again. I want to fight MJF. And then Jade Cargill comes out and she runs down Cody. Like, I'm not sure what was going on there. Like, she was flirting with him. She wasn't. There's another thing, whatever that was. She says, "Oh, you call yourself the Giant Killer? You better stop talking, or the real Giant's gonna come." Oh, by the way, this was such a long. Yes, Nick says it the best. This segment was hard to watch because there was 18 million things going on. She like hints like, "Oh, you'll find out who it is," and then leaves and goes, "By the way, it's Shaq." It's like, wait, what? So it makes you wonder if she was supposed to tell us that it was Shaq. So now we got Cody and Shaq. That's 6, right? Then Brandy comes out and gets in Jade's face. That's 7. And that, I mean, like, the library was open for that. So reading is fundamental. My God. Brandy read her and just ended her. It was insane. So then that happens. I believe Cody's watching this all happen. Then Brian Cage comes out. And the rest of Team Taz comes out. And then Darby comes out and saves Cody. And then Will Hobbs comes out randomly. And he's like, I'm here too. Sorry. And then Will Hobbs shakes hands with Darby and Cody, and the segment ends. What is happening? Why is it every time one of Cody's feuds ends, he has to do an in-ring interview where someone interrupts him to start a feud with him again?
Well, because he's clearly a fan of SmackDown 2006. Okay, like the video game, not actual show. Talk about the video game. Where you can press the button and people interrupt and like run in and
yes,
yeah, that is Cody and that is what he does. Look, leave this photo up.
Leaving it up.
This was terrible. This was the epitome of, oh, I'm going to quote unquote act black. This was not a good quote unquote read. This was bad. Like this was a thing of, I don't normally act like this, but I need to turn up like this. Heifer?
That was heifer? I was like, yes, okay. And then heifer, and I was like, I don't
this it just wasn't good. I thought so, like when I watched it, I cringed. And I watched the whole thing. I was cringing, but like that moment, I was cringing, like legitly cringing, because I'm like, this just does not feel right in my black soul right now. And then I just started listening to, because I'm like, all right. I went on wrestling Twitter, and I seen, and this is in no way. I say this respectfully with no disrespect. All the people that said that was a great promo by Brandy were white, and all the people that said, what the hell is going on, were black. And so I was like, okay, so it's not just me. Okay, cool. Follow up with that. She hits her butt. She taps her butt. Why?
That was also...
Now that just made it even more weird. To top that off, to just put the chair in, I'm just talking about this in the matter of this 4-minute part, right? To top this off, Jerry Lynn comes out, or Jerry Lynn comes out, and tries to break it up. But if somebody slaps your butt, and turn unwillingly, you're going to get to one person is not going to be able to stop you.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make it seem like you're trying to hold Brandy and her back, it should have been a crowd of people instantly coming out of there that to block that. But this is just I'm just talking about this one little because because she's the total package, right?
She's Lex Luger, yeah. But what I will say is Jerry Lynn coming out on his own may have been the entire segment didn't really go I guess fantastically. Will Hobbs missed a spot completely. Who knows? Maybe somebody was like, "Oh, where are the other 5 people that should have went out with Jerry Lynn?"
But that's what I'm saying. It didn't make that. I'm just talking about this little part didn't make sense. Not to count the fact that Colonel Sanders is in the middle of the ring watching these 2 black girls argue over him or feud, whatever the hell they were doing, right? Not to mention that
I don't fucking know what they were doing.
Not to mention that I know Cody. We give Cody flack about pyro and all that stuff. The one thing about I say that came out of that segment that was good was when he came out, he almost got burnt the hell up from his pyro because the wind was blowing. And if you notice, every wrestler after him that came out on that show that had pyro, they waited till they actually got to the ring to cut their pyro on instead of cutting it on while they were on stage.
I didn't notice that.
And he said it on the mic because he was like, "Oh, we got a little weather," huh? And because he when he went on, he almost got burnt. He was like, "Oh, like legitly." And so ever since after that, they everybody's pyro was delayed. So that was the best thing that came out of it. Other than that, I don't want to see Shaq versus Cody, but I get it because they're on TNT, because they have the show on TNT together, and the NBA season is coming up. So that is going to help out AEW tremendously, but I don't want to see it. That's 1. 2, that's a waste of Will Hobbs. If he missed the spot, quote unquote, or not, that was just dumb to come out there and then he rips off his shirt. Like, that was just stupid. Like, why are you ripping off your shirt and you're not even? You didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing. You just said that. Darby Allin, cool that he's the face of TNT. What's not cool, I don't care.
It's hard to care.
Right. Taz and Ricky Hobbs and like the whole Taz team. I like Ricky. I like Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks. I like him. I really do. I liked him in NWA. I like him now. I think he's great. I think he has a lot of potential. I can't wait till he comes to WWE. Like, he's one of those guys, and that's how I look at AEW like WCW, and like, who's gonna be a star when like a great
who's gonna be the Chris Jericho?
Yeah, and it's like, oh, Ricky Starks could be that person. Like, imagine Ricky Starks coming out cutting a promo on Randy Orton and just running him down.
Love it.
With it. So yeah, I'm done with. I'm done.
So just a side note here, we had this entire segment that set up 15 angles that literally no one cares about. But hey guys, this week on Dark, there's 5 women's matches, so make sure you check it out.
Speaking of that, they had a match. What was it? Spears versus Scorpio Sky.
Yeah, right? When I went to Walk Henson.
Yeah, we went to Hawk Henson.
Yeah.
That match was a blow-off match from a storyline they were running on Dark. They're running storylines on Dark, and no one knows about. Dark is like Sunday Night Heat.
No, my friend.
Dark is like Velocity.
No, Dark is like Metal. Remember Metal?
Wow.
Nailed it.
I would say Dark is like Main Event. Like now, like nobody watches Main Event, but London and like Middle Eastern places, because I think like Mansoura should be like wrestling on Main Event, but they don't have blow off. They don't be like, oh, this one match on Raw is a blow off match from what they did on Main Event. It's like, what? Like, why? This is weird. Like, why are you not promoting? At least promote the storyline on TV to have people go watch Dark. Like, and I get they get viewership because it's on YouTube on Dark, but this is where you have jacked.
Kevin, what's up, man? Yeah, it's like jacked with 2 Ks.
I don't look. I really want to start a segment on this show called What Are We Doing?
So it'll be like, come on, man, but what are we doing?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm all right. I'm writing it down right now. Reoccurring segment.
What are we doing? Because
I'll see if we can get a video, like a little segment video.
Yeah. What are we doing?
That's great. Yeah, that will absolutely be a segment going forward. God damn, if someone guys, please stop talking about the Undertaker. I'm literally just going to tell you right now. I don't give a fuck about the Undertaker. I never have. He should have retired 10 fucking years ago. He's wasting my time and your time. We have to watch these fucking 8 episodes of his bullshit. This fucking Trumper motherfucker. Who gives a fuck about him? Go away. Stop wasting my time.
I knew. Hey, you guys.
Oh, the Undertaker said he wished he had. Oh, I wish I could face the Fiend. No one wants to see that. I don't want to see the Undertaker anymore. Go away. Goodbye. You've had like 15 send-offs. You left your boots in the fucking ring and then you came back again. Go the fuck away. Y'all are so annoying. You fucking marks for the Undertaker, man. It's just like, holy shit. Holy shit.
I seen this coming when people started talking about Undertaker in chat. That's why I didn't put any of your comments up on here.
Oh my God.
Guys,
yeah, Undertaker fan for life. Who gives a fuck? Like, that's great. Dead man walking.
Okay. Well,
fuck. Oh my God.
Speaking of dead men walking, PAC came back at AEW.
Who cares? Who fuck like
Stop it.
No, I do care. PAC came back after a insane match between Rey Fenix and Pentagon, where they were ripping at each other's masks, which I felt was very unnecessary, but I guess it told the story that Eddie's just the Mad King just likes seeing the world crumble around him. So we're going to get Eddie Kingston, PAC, and I'm all for this. I was actually kind of surprised that PAC didn't say Death Triangle, let's get it back together. So we had like some 6-man matches.
Mm-hmm.
But this is fine. I think this is fine that Eddie now sends the rest of his family after PAC, so he doesn't have to deal with him for a little while. But yeah, I'm glad PAC's back. I thought PAC was red hot before before the pandemic happened. But I'm glad that he's back. I'm still frazzled, you motherfuckers.
Guys, I want to just let you know how sincerely entertained I am by the level of just vitriol disdain that Pingle has for the Undertaker. This happens. I want you guys to understand, like this, the way he feels is not just for this show. He feels this off this show. If we bring up the Undertaker, he just doesn't like that guy. But yes, you said everything right about PAC and Eddie Kingston. I think it was. I'm happy that he's back. I knew it was only time would tell that he had come back since Pete Dunne was back. Is it weird that both London guys or UK guys? But I also was like, oh, this is coming up.
I mean, I am happy that he's back. I really need them to get some of their women's division from overseas to come on over, because those seem to be the people that they wanted to push, and now they just don't care about any of them. Anyway, I can't go on another rant. I can't.
I was about to say who Ooh. Ooh.
Emi
Ooh.
Sakura,
Ooh.
Rio.
Mm.
The other one,
If
I
they,
can't
if they
remember.
didn't care about Ashita, do you think they care about them?
So, first of all, Thomas, say it to the Undertaker's face. Dude, okay.
Hey, man.
I'll call up Mark right now. Thomas, I'm sure you're such a fucking tough guy too, bro. I'm sure you talk shit all the time, and I'm sure you would talk shit to any of us to our faces because you're such a fucking tough guy. Okay?
God, why do you guys do this to Pingo? Like, Pingo's the last person you should probably do this. Well, probably the first person you probably do it, but they're the last person because Pingo's the nicest. He's the nicest one out of all of us. Okay, and you guys are coming for him. It's not the person to come from. He's nice. He's very nice. He gives you guys all his attention and love and education about this great sport of professional wrestling, and yet you still throw the words like Undertaker, Mark Calloway, the Dead Man, the Last Ride, the the Tombstone, any other Undertaker things. You keep throwing them in his face.
Thomas,
Just like
another thing, I swear to God, if you comment on our Instagram one more time about how we are obsessed with Sasha Banks, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. You've done it twice today. You did it once during the show. Holy shit, dude. And for you to call us stalkers like that other guy is out of fucking line, dude. So you come to my face, say it to my face, call me a stalker, and we'll see what fucking happens, dude. Okay? Matthew's got it absolutely correct.
This is fine. This is fine, guys.
I dare you to talk to the Undertaker that way in person.
I mean, look, Thomas, look. In all fairness to Pingle,
he doesn't. Also, Mark Calloway doesn't give a fuck what I have to say. He'd watch this and be like, "I don't give a shit." Like he doesn't care. You think me talking shit about him? He gives a fuck.
He made his money. He's happy. In all fairness to Pingle, Thomas did. I ignore. Any
in the middle of the show, bro.
He would DM me and be like, talk about like, oh, you're Mr. Obsessed with Sasha Banks. And I'm like, I'm not answering you, bro. Get out of here. Because we all know. Will the Undertaker be wearing a fucking SS shirt when he shows his face at Survivor Series?
Maybe. He's probably wearing it right now.
Matthew, it is your job to drive,
Matthew, what's going on, man?
Yeah, to drive me crazy Thomas, with your nonsense Packer talk.
Thomas, hold on. Let me guys. The show has been completely derailed.
No, we have a lineup.
Thomas, I'm sorry I yelled at you. You're here all the time. You're very supportive of our show.
Did Junior text you?
Nobody texted. Nobody texted me. This is what I do. I run hot and then I apologize. I'm sorry, Thomas, but also, I don't know. I got nothing else to say, but I apologize.
Did you see Zelina going to AEW? We talked about it one day. She's definitely not going to Ring of Honor.
I don't think
definitely.
No, I mean
they're going to Ring of Honor.
They're revamping their women's division, but I don't know. I don't know about that.
Not Ring of Honor.
Oh, all right.
But Moxley and
I'm sorry, Neeson. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. So we got the announcement that Kenny Omega, John Moxley is actually going to happen December 2nd on Dynamite. I'm not sure how I feel about this because this seems to be like a big money match, but also our pay-per-view isn't for 4 months. So it's kind of like, were we going to have a 4-month buildup for this? So Neeson, what do you think about this? I think they have to make this a kind of like a Clash of Champions, if you will, if we're talking WCW-esque things. I think they have to. I think Eddie and PAC should be on this show as well. And I think they should build around this show. Matthew.
No. It's my turn. One, I think this is great because it is not going to take up Fucking Armstrong just came on my TV and it distracted me. Get him out of here. I think that 4 months, we talked about it last show. 4 months is a very long time to try to promote this title. We're talking 16 weeks. It's terrible.
Too long.
Having it at December 2nd could honestly end up having Moxley win and then it prolonging Kenny's eventually winning. Maybe they do another one for like New Year's or New Year's Eve or something like that. But my big thing is, Matthew, if you don't shut your freaking pothole talking about Big E turning heel for the last time, he's on there laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing his life away on SmackDown to go ahead and throw off the Street Profits when they go against the New Day at Survivor Series because they're gonna beat the Hurt Business on Sunday. But
hey, you wouldn't say that to Big E's face.
Oh, yeah, Matthew, you definitely wouldn't say that to Big E's face. You wouldn't say you're turning a bad guy. You know what, Matthew? You're the bad guy. You're the heel. And the reason why I'm talking low is because I have a cousin in the other room that's sleeping. But otherwise, I'll be raising my voice. But now I got to talk low and bring you in closer.
He's doing the Jake the Snake right now.
I got to do my Jake the Snake. I have to. I should be in a back alley right now with a murder hawk next to me. Matter of fact, my murder hawk is next to me. His name is John Pingle, okay? And he's going to murder you and throw you into the ceiling if you keep talking about Big E turning heel. You got that? You got that, Packer fan? You cheesehead? You got that, you cheesehead? Huh? Sorry. The next topic.
My God. All right. Let's move on. I had to tease you guys. I know, Matthew. Thomas left. Thomas is gone for sure. He's never coming back. I'm gonna get a letter from the higher ups.
He's over at Luminary. He's fine.
NXT is next, you guys. And we had two things we want to talk about. Johnny Gargano spinning the wheel, making the deal. Look how happy he is. He's like, yeah, look who the wheel landed on. I open challenge Leon Ruff. Look at this guy. I'm going to beat him handily. And in the words of Stone Cold, didn't happen. Leon Ruff, your new North American champion. Kind of, sort of, not really interference from Damian Priest, and by kind of, sort of, not really, he was just there. He didn't get involved in any way. Leon Ruff is your new North American champion. I'm all for this. I think this is great. I'm sorry. I'm all for this if this is not a one and done thing. I think Leon Ruff needs to hold on to this title for at least a month or two. I think if he loses it next week, it's not good. I think it's just kind of, we just did this because it was funny. Like the belt doesn't fit on him. Haha. I mean, it was funny. Matthew, I do agree. It was funny. And then the picture with Triple H pointing at the belt on the floor was also very funny. But I think Leon Ruff's a very good wrestler. And I'm excited to see what they do with him. I mean, he could technically be, how Gargano was kind of that underdog baby face for a really long time. He could be the next like Gargano in that sense. What did you think of the title win, and what do you think of it going forward? Oh, Nick, no. You know what?
I had so many positive things to say. I was.
This is my fault. This is my fault. I take full blame.
You set it up. We both can't be going off the rails here, and this is what happens. Look, man. I'll stay on. So from all the words that it's the Death Wish coffee. All the words and things that I got were Leon Ruff is so beloved in a locker room, and that everybody wants to work with him. And he's also, so I forget her name, excuse me, but the African-American Black female referee on Raw now, she started on NXT. Now she's on Raw. That's her boyfriend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So because when she got signed first, he was just contracted. And she posted something like she ended up reffing his match and she was like, "I'm so proud of you," blah blah blah. And then he got his actual sign to
Aja
NXT.
Smith.
Okay, there it is. When she got actually signed to NXT, she congratulated him and blah blah blah. So it's very Santino X. This is what I was going to get to. It reminded me of Santino when they were in Italy
Kevin.
and they won the title, and everybody was like, "Oh, what did he do?" Like, that's crazy. It's somebody out the blue. And it also reminded me of 1-2-3 Kid, which I talked about at the top of the show.
Yes.
When he beat Razor.
Yes.
And then they actually made him a star. And I think Leon Ruff has the opportunity. To me, he was made when he rose his hand and the belt fell. That was really his moment. Like, that was the moment. That was the moment that had everybody buzzing about it. It was like, yo, this dude is really funny. This dude is really dope. Like, he doesn't take himself seriously. That's what's going to make you get far in this industry. And that's what we love. So I loved it, man. Pull a Sasha Banks, though. How dare you, Nick? How dare you come on this streaming channel? Get in the comments. Crack your fingers. Get your thumbs all warmed up and all tighty, and then say something so disrespectful, vile, and just heinous, and talk about the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the queen of the cell, the leader, the SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks, the 5-time Raw Champion Sasha Banks, the 1-time NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks, the 2-time Women's Tag Team Champion Sasha Banks. The winner of Match of the Year, Sasha Banks, is going to be a winner of another Match of the Year, Sasha Banks.
Star of The Mandalorian, Sasha Banks.
Star of Chapter 11, Mandalorian, Sasha Banks, who is, by all accounts, a Mandalorian. Sasha Banks? You disrespect the code? This is not the way, my friend. This is not the way. Okay? We're cool, Nick. We're cool. So be cool.
It's cool.
Be cool.
Speaking of not cool, let's talk about, we don't have any pictures for this, but we had a Cameron Grimes, Dexter Lumis, I believe it was after a Thatcher match, correct? Thatcher and Cameron Grimes came out and to show he was not scared of Dexter Lumis, put a bag over his head. Neeson.
Yes. So this I thought it was all interesting, well and fun, and so they put a bag over his head and insinuating to him suffocating our I forgot what it's called when you
asphyxiate.
Yes. And instantly, just in the recent months, we had a man be killed by the police by them handcuffing him and putting him in the middle of the street and putting a bag over his head, and him basically suffocating and dying from that in Rochester, New York. This is not that far removed, and unfortunately, that was the first image that was ingrained in my brain when I seen this happen. And NXT is very, very careful when it comes to certain things like this, and I think this just fell under their radar. But for me, it was a tough watch. It instantly brought up those emotions, and for them being in Connecticut, which is not too far from New York, I just thought it was a poor choice. And I know that I may be in a minority of that, and it didn't pop up in a lot of people's head, but it did with mine, and it just didn't sit well with me. And it was something that really turned me off of both of them, because right before then I was really loving what Cameron Grimes was doing.
Oh my God, where he saw the referee come in to count the 3 count, and he's like, "No, don't do it. Leave me alone." Yeah. It was good stuff. Like the after the fact was good, but
yeah, it was really good, man. And even I could take myself out of that moment and just that thought process, and even think about even the beatdown with the looked like a potato sack over his head. Like, even the beatdown he delivered was really good. It's just that it just took me out of it. And so yay to them for giving Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes in honor of Johnny Cameron Grimes giving them time and developing this story and actually continuing from the Halloween Havoc match or whatever you want to call it. Continuing on from that. So yeah, but I couldn't. That's all. That's it.
I mean, yeah, we got to be better about that. Like nobody went. I mean, they had like 1 million writers. Nobody went. I don't know if we should do the bag over the head thing.
I don't want to be like that, but unfortunately, I'm sure that they probably don't have any black writers at NXT.
I mean, fair. And probably, I honestly don't know. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know either, but I would. Hey, if I'm a betting man, I'm putting money that they don't, and not for anything less than just. It's not a lot of black writers in WWE,
right?
And they don't usually last long. Not saying because they're black, just say they don't last. Like they just don't last long. Writers in general, we know they don't last long.
No, we know. All right. Let's move on to SmackDown, you guys. Or as I like to call it now, the Roman show. Old Drew, I almost called him Galloway McIntyre, came on down to SmackDown, and he wanted to stake his claim for some reason, even though he doesn't have a belt. He talks to Roman. Roman, dude, this was where he goes, nobody watches Raw. It's fine. I don't watch it either. Everyone's watching SmackDown, the show I'm on. Roman, like every passing week, do you think they go, we should have done this earlier? What were we thinking? And then Paul Heyman just kind of like, yeah, in the background, just like,
Paul Heyman, get him.
Get him. Great little segment between them where Jay comes out and he goes, he pushes Roman back and goes, no, I got this, and gets in his face. I mean, this whole dynamic is great. I love Jay wanting to prove himself further to Roman after not believing in his way for so long, coming out, getting in Drew McIntyre's face, which ends up being a match, which Drew wins. And then I believe Roman says to him, get yourself one of these and I'll see you on Sunday, right? He says something like that to him. So, do you think we're gonna get the switch and it's going to be Roman versus Drew? Because I think, to me, that's something I don't think we've seen before, or we haven't seen a lot of it. Have we?
Yeah, WrestleMania.
Roman and Drew?
Yep. That was Roman's first match back after cancer. Roman versus Drew, WrestleMania. They were New York. We watched it together. Why
can I not remember this?
Was
that 7 years ago?
Damn good match. It feels like it, but it was only 2 years ago.
Drew was a heel.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It's all coming back to me now, as Celine Dion once said.
It made, you've seen the magic thin that, they have it. Like they were locked in, and that was when Roman kept talking about how, Drew's that guy. Like Drew, he needs the ball, and Roman. And then a year later, Drew had the ball and ran with it. And to the point where Roman was talking to The Rock about it, where The Rock said it in an interview. Like, I was talking to Roman, and he said Drew McIntyre is that person. I started looking at him, and I was like, yeah, Drew has it. Like, Drew's that person. So that's
pretty good praise right there.
Right. So what I see though, I love this segment, by the way. Even he's like, Drew, they're not writing Drew's promos, and you know that.
No.
And so Drew comes down and is like, I was just in town, and decided to just come by, and you're talking, and he's like, no, and just what Roman's saying, like, nobody watches Raw, like they watch SmackDown. Me is like, he's just telling the truth. Like, SmackDown is the A show. Yep. SmackDown is the show. But the best thing about what Raw had going on is Drew being champion, because even through a pandemic and even through a stale championship, Drew is still somehow have kept it entertaining from the time he won the Royal Rumble to November. he still has been entertaining. He still has been able to captivate things and make things interesting. And the one thing that we said when we seen Drew become champion, it was like, oh, he's finally gotten to his groove. We can't wait to see him go against Roman. And we didn't know we were going to get a heel Roman, but now that we got this heel Roman, boy, oh boy, this would be amazing. But I do not think it's going to happen on Survivor Series because that is a WrestleMania match or a Royal Rumble. That is a bigger match than just a title, just a champion versus champion match. So I love this tease. Yeah. I love the fact that it makes us think. This is what I love about wrestling. It's so simple. We have other storylines around it, but it's not a Cody segment.
Right.
It's other story. Like, look how big and like just dominating Drew looks standing next to Roman, but Roman still holds his own.
And it's Roman.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a WrestleMania poster.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, they may do it for Survivor Series and then double back at it for WrestleMania if The Rock doesn't, get along. But I don't know, man. But that promo that Jay cut was even fire. Like, Jay did his thing.
Yes.
And the holding the mic when he went to go say it and just dropping the mic, like, yeah, I'm not. Shut up.
It's like for when the Usos were face, it's almost you almost forget that Uso Penitentiary when it first happened was like the hottest thing, and then you see stuff like this and you go, oh yeah, this is amazing. I hope this never ends. They're so good together.
People forgot when they turned heel, when they came out walking on slow.
Dude, I was in day one when that music hit, the new music. I went, I'm in. This is it. This is the end.
Yeah. Before it had the vocals on it.
Yes.
It's dun 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 dun. Oh yeah.
So good. So good.
CFOs. Poor CFOs. I miss them.
I know. Me too. Moving on. I hate this. This makes me so sad. We had a four-way match to determine who would join the women's SmackDown Survivor Series team. It was known favorite of the show, Tamina, known other favorite of the show, Natalya, Liv Morgan, and the returning Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green comes back. She's in this match, and you go, oh, Chelsea Green for sure going to win this match, right? Well, unfortunately, during the match, Chelsea broke her wrist, thus ending back up on, this is from her, I believe from her Twitter. She broke her wrist and she's on the shelf again. Liv Morgan is now on the SmackDown team. Man, this is very, very disappointing because I mean, look, she's got the new gear. She's on SmackDown. It was like, we're ready to go. And then she gets injured. Just very, very disappointing moment for her and for the SmackDown roster. That would have been great.
Yeah, it was, and it's also the same wrist she broke before.
Yes.
So that's what really sucks, man. But also probably it won't be that long, her recovery. But yeah, it sucked because I was just thinking about her like, man, I really hope she doesn't get canned or anything. Because I was like, maybe
she'd been gone.
Yeah, and then she'd been gone since the pandemic, and then she comes back, and you could tell they had something for her.
Yep.
And that sparked. Look, WWE top to bottom has the best women's roster, top to bottom, right? But what happens with that is they have so many talented people that don't get used on a consistent basis. Chelsea Green was one of those people that I always was like, she's super talented. You've seen it when she went against Charlotte for that. Like, she just has it. She literally has it. For her being on SmackDown, being on network television, I thought that was going to instantly make her a star. So it just sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. But, you know,
Hey, I mean,
setback set up for a good comeback.
she's got a great feud sitting there with Liv when she comes back. You took my spot. Took my spot. That'd be a great little feud there, I feel.
Took our jobs. It took our jobs.
Took our jobs. Speaking of jobs, rumor around town is that a little trio has their contract up with Impact Wrestling, and I'm of course talking about the Rascals, who the rumor right now is that these three guys are headed to NXT. We got Desmond Xavier, Trey Miguel, and Too Sick for This World, Zachary Wentz. These guys, I don't know if I know some people in the chat are familiar with them, dude, because they've been on Impact. These three guys are super talented. I think they would be doing themselves a service to go to NXT, because I think NXT is where it's at right now, which is weird coming out of my mouth. But I think that would revamp two of their divisions at least. You could do the tag division and then North American or heavyweight or whatever else. I think the Rascals going to NXT is the right decision. I will assume, Neeson, that you agree with me.
Absolutely. And also, I honestly think, look, I know we joke. 205 Live is the best 1 hour wrestling on television, and it's been around for 205 episodes.
Yes.
But the issue, so 205 Live, and I said this when NXT went live, 205 Live is now what NXT used to be when it first started. It is the developmental spot for NXT. The issue with that is that they need a star to really, really, really draw eyes there. Our stars. I think as much as I want them to go to NXT, and I think there'll be a great mid-card injection plus a tag team injection, like you said, the North American title, because imagine Johnny Gargano versus all of them. Imagine them feuding with Ciampa. Imagine them feuding with
Damian Priest. I mean, the
Damian
list goes
Priest,
on and on.
Jake Atlas, et cetera, et cetera. But what I'm really thinking is them going against the 205 Live or NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Carlos Escobar, right? Like, and that
would
trio.
That would be an interesting first feud out the gate.
So you think of I'm thinking stuff like that. Besides the fact that I really want them. When I start watching Impact again, and I seen them, I instantly was like, I want Ricochet to have a faction, and I want these guys to be in Ricochet's faction. And just because seeing the backstage, and even the last backstage they had with Rich Swann and their one last match thing that they did with Rich Swann, I was like, man, it just they talk so like they just move in like it's so much like Trevor Lee, so much like Ricochet.
Well, I mean,
I know, yeah,
Trevor, yeah,
I know, right. It's so much like Ricochet is. I wanted like that would just make. I wish Survivor Series was like Trevor Lee, Ricochet versus Ricochet and the Rascals versus like Carlos Escobar and Isaiah Swerve Scott. I don't know, something like that. Like just go
that
balls out. Yeah, just go balls out and make me fucking just throw up. Like just oh my god, man! Oh, did you see that? Do something like that. But I'm happy for him, man. And NXT is the only choice to do it. So let's make it happen.
And I've seen these guys live a number of times. They're actually the current PWG tag team champions. And they're super nice. They're super friendly to every fan, even fans that aren't talking to them, they'll just interject themselves in conversations. They're really good dudes. I am excited to see them in NXT. And if they don't go to NXT, I'm just excited to see where they go because they're all very talented. Desmond and Wentz are a great tag team. And I mean, Trey Miguel was getting Impact World title shots.
Yep.
So I mean, they're all ready to go, and I think it'd be great. Matthew, I know you are our resident Impact fan. Are you excited at the possibility of them moving to NXT? Is what I want to know, and we'll wait for that answer. But while we wait for that answer, we need to let everybody know. Go check out youtube.com/that#show TV and make sure you check out Neeson's interview with Rocky Romero and Carl Anderson rocking the A's hat, which was the first thing I'm like, oh, he's repping the Bay right there. Okay. I watched this interview. Neeson, great job as usual. A lot of fun. Anyone who's kind of like, I don't know if I have time to watch an interview, what can they expect from it?
They can expect them talking about WWE's Twitch scandal. But they could also expect them to talk about just what their hopes are and what they look forward to, and talking shop and a Mania, just the whole entity of them, what they're trying to do, and the things of them having the leashes basically off of them and really doing what they want to do as far as entertainment. It's not just wrestling, it's more so entertainment. And also they talk about going to New Japan. And it's so interesting that I asked them that, and then like right after that, it was word, you start seeing people leaving and coming from out of states. We don't know how that's going to now with cases being like pew pew pew.
Hey, up 1 million in 6 days, my friend.
Yeah, so let's not get sad, guys, but we will see that coming. I think that's going to be for Wrestle Kingdom for sure. They're going to be there somehow, some way, and Rocky is going to make that happen.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So Matthew, but Matthew, yes, since you are the resident Impact viewer, definitely watch the interview and let me know what you think, man. I would like to know.
And Carl Anderson, one half of the new Impact Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
And upcoming on Tuesday, we start the Knockout Tag Team title tournament. I don't have the graphic for it, but that looks, just the names on that tournament, holy hell. They went all, the Sea Stars, the freaking Sea Stars are there. I'm very excited about that. Should be a good tournament, and we're going to try. We were going to watch Impact this week, but we were very busy. It's hard. It's hard to try and watch everything. But I'm going to do my damnedest this week to watch Impact so we can talk about it. That is for sure. One last thing before we get out of here, guys. I don't know if you saw, but GCW is putting on a little show in Las Vegas in about 3 weeks. GCW Slime Season. And look up there in the corner. Presented by Neft Vodka. I've heard of them. It's almost like we might be involved somehow. So, guys,
me and you?
Yeah, I think so. I think you and me, we might have something to do with that show.
Oh man.
So if you want to see what we might do with that show, I mean, you got all the information down there at the bottom. You can be there in person, or you can go to fight.tv and purchase this event. It is not up for pre-order yet. I checked, but these are two of the matches. Rich Swann versus Blake Christian. My goodness. Blake Christian is out of this world if you have not seen him before. And then, I mean, Chris Bay versus Jordan Oliver. Everyone's going to be blowing your minds during this show. It's December 5th. Fight TV is where you can check it out online. And I mean, stay tuned, everyone, because I told y'all last week, 2020 has been a crazy year, not just in general, but a crazy year for THS wrestling, and we're gonna end it with some crazy nonsense as well.
Hey guys, all I gotta say is Pingle may get put to a table. That's all I gotta say.
No,
Not me.
I
Pingle.
cannot.
Pingle may get put to a table.
No.
He's saying that humbly, of course. He's like,
no,
oh,
I legitimately cannot do it. Like, this is I'm not working you. This is a shit. It was a shoot. I legitimately cannot. It's also a shit. That's probably what would happen. All right, guys. So thank you for joining whatever the hell this show was. Thomas, if you're still there, I sincerely apologize, but I'm pretty sure you're not coming back. But if you do come back, we of course I will apologize next time you pop up and chat. But anyway, Nisa, do you have anything to plug before we get out of here?
Follow me at StayFlyLife on Instagram, definitely more so. Follow me at Intercession on Instagram. It's definitely been a long week, but working on Intercession, but
yeah,
it's great. And man, that's really about it. Thomas, he's
Hashtag where is Thomas?
Hashtag where is Tom? Well, probably with Kurgan somewhere.
Oh, they're hanging out.
Yeah.
I wonder what Kurgan's doing right now. Tornado Tag Radio is my weekly wrestling podcast. It is mainly me and my co-host Marianne talking about AEW Dynamite at great length, and then we also make RuPaul Drag Race references and other references throughout the show. You can find that at notlg.com or wherever you get your podcasts. It's Tornado Tag Radio. What else do we have? I think that's it for us. Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling, YouTube.com/ThatHashtagShowTV, and Twitch.tv/ThatHashtagShow. But everyone, most importantly, ThatHashtagShow.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Thomas,
He's not sorry. He's not sorry.